What is good, everyone? This is the Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. We're excited, as always, but especially excited this week because we are talking Zack Snyder's long-awaited cut of the Justice League.
You can say long again.
Yeah, very long-awaited, right?
Yes,
and it was
a long movie. But
I don't think there's ever been a hype or story like this behind a movie ever.
No, I don't think so.
You guys think of one?
Not in recent memory.
Well, Avatar was pretty hyped up, but I think that's the last thing that I can remember that was you have to see this, or like we were waiting.
But
for
not
it
in
so
like
long.
this same way, right? Yeah. Well, for the listeners who don't know, there is a difference between the Justice League that was released in 2017 and now Zack Snyder's Justice League. And what had happened is Zack Snyder, very involved in DC and everything Warner Brothers, had been filming this Justice League movie as a part of his trilogy because he did Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and then Justice League. Warner Brothers was so tired of whatever was happening with the DC movies. They just weren't in the right headspace, or they were flopping left and right like all over the place.
They were trying to keep up with Marvel.
Yeah, and they weren't doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Right? Warner Brothers executives got so involved with the original shooting. By the way, Zack Snyder got like 10 hours of footage for Justice League. And then he ended up stepping away for personal reasons. They brought in Joss Whedon, who did the first Avengers. He had all sorts of rules put on. He had his own vision. There were reshoots, and the first one was garbage. Just trash.
Yes. I think that's agreed upon.
Yeah, by
widely.
Most everyone.
Yeah.
And it didn't make its money back. Flopped hard. Horrible reviews from audience and critics alike. Well, that led to people saying, well, we want Snyder's vision. And there were rumors of the, I'm doing air quotes here, Snyder cut, right? Because it wasn't confirmed for years. And then Zack Snyder said, yes, there is one. And then people said, oh, I've seen it. And Jason Momoa came out and said, oh, I've seen parts of it, and it's amazing. And finally, Warner Brothers backed him and said, we'll let you do your Snyder cut. But we're not going to pay for it, and you're not going to get it in theaters, right? Which is why it's only on HBO Max. So that's the hype behind this.
Yeah.
And this is like, they started Justice League, like 2016?
Yeah, so it's about 5 years in the making.
About 5 years in the making, right? And it's finally here. All 4 hours of it.
And man, was it good.
I'm so excited to see you so happy about something.
I'm finally happy about a movie we're reviewing.
Is he going to give a score above a 7? For what?
Find out. I know I'm going to be like, I'm so excited. 6.8.
This is a solid 5.2. I love it. Yeah, no, it's great. So, but Dallas, you don't seem as excited as we are. We're going to give scores later, but
we'll give scores later. I don't.
What do you feel?
Is way better than the one that we got in 2017.
Goes without saying.
Let me clarify that. I don't hate it. I didn't love it. All right, it was okay.
I don't think I loved it, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think would be the phraseology.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy. My superheroes finally got a decent showing. That's because like I said before, I'm a big DC Justice League, Batman, Superman. That's what I grew up with. I never grew up with Marvel, really. So for me to get that validation of something actually happening, like when Flash did his things during the show, I was so, I can't stop saying happy. I was happy because he finally
speechless.
Yeah, he finally got his moment, and I was like, oh, finally someone did justice with the Flash.
Yeah. Look, I more grew up with Marvel, more of a Marvel fan. That does not mean I want to see DC fail ever. If DC became better than Marvel, that'd be amazing, right? Good.
Yeah.
But they haven't. They haven't been close since what I would call the golden age of DC. We're talking V for Vendetta. We're talking Constantine, Dark Knight series, Watchmen, right? This is movie gospel.
Those are legit movies, yes.
No, and Snyder has two of what I would say are required films for you to be a film buff, Watchmen and 300. These are, I already used the term movie gospel, but they are. These are film requirements, right? So for Zack Snyder to finally get the keys to something this huge and momentous, right? I'm more excited for the Snyder aspect than I was like the actual Justice League aspect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about this beginning, because the beginning is the end of Batman versus Superman, just as the beginning of Batman versus Superman was the end of Man of Steel.
Which I already loved.
Love it.
He started out there instead of fake mustache.
Fake kid recording.
Yeah.
We'll call the Joss Whedon cut the Justice League. Okay. We'll call it the Justice cut, okay? That's
I like the Justice League. I like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, what I love about this is it's the death of Superman, and his death is resonating throughout the world, right? You hear it. It wakes the mother box. It's the signal that Earth is now defenseless, right?
Yeah.
They say it later. There's no lanterns. There's no Kryptonian.
Yep.
Right? That's the signal. Our Earth's defender is gone.
Right.
Defenseless, essentially.
Yep. Yes.
And that's why the mother box is instantly awake. Great symbolism. Love it.
Yeah. Better than Batman catching a ghoul, whatever they're called. What are those called?
Parademons.
Parademons. And then conveniently, when they die, they show 3 mother boxes.
I know, they explode into the shape
and
of
then the Justice League.
The Justice League.
So I thought from the beginning I was hook, line, and sinker for me, because the way that it was shot was a lot better than I believe the Justice League So
anything that
I know, I'm just trying to compare apples.
I know
to oranges. I guess
that first opening scene, it does draw you in immediately with just the I don't know what you want to,
the sound waves.
Yeah, the sound waves that were just going all throughout the earth. And at first I'm like, what is going on? And then you see it awakening the mother boxes and everything, and I was like, okay, this is already better. Just right.
No, it is way better. Look, I'm going to take some time to talk some trash on the Justice League, because here's the thing that sticks.
I wanted it to be so good when it first came out.
Me too, and not to get sappy, but my older brother was a huge Justice League fan, massive, way into DC, and he passed away a few weeks before it came out, and I saw it, and it was hard for me to watch it, and I just sat there in disbelief. I'm like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now it's harder because, now we have the Snyder Cut, which is, the true vision of it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just so much better. But I don't know. I was going to say, what was Joss Whedon thinking? He had access to the same footage. How did he make such a bad movie?
Okay, are we going to blame this on Warner Bros. Then?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
They're going to share the blame, Whedon and Warner Brothers.
Or was Whedon that guy from the other team that just came over and was just I'm going to make this the worst thing in the world?
Well, yeah, because
let my Avengers shine even more.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Actually
a little sabotage, right?
But I'm just saying, I think Warner Brothers really just was trying to just make. Basically, they should have just hired Michael Bay.
At that point, yeah.
For their type of vision. Just give me explosions, give me crazy superhero stuff. Who cares about a storyline? Here you go.
Oh, I just don't know what Warner Brothers was thinking, man.
Well, here's the thing.
And make it under an hour 40.
And here's all this footage.
They gave him a 2-hour time.
Yeah.
Cannot be more than 2 hours. Right? Okay, look, even in the Snyder Cut, there is footage that you can tell when the Warner Brothers executives were intervening, right?
All the terrible, lame comedic choices?
Not even that.
Or is
it's
that
just
Whedon?
No, Whedon, I don't think Whedon has... I think his footprint or whatever is 0 on the Snyder Cut. I think there's no Whedon in there at all.
Yeah, I'm talking about the...
Oh, I think the
original
Justice Cut, yeah. I think there's a lot of Whedon, but I'm saying even in the Snyder Cut, you can tell when the executives were there intervening, right? I've watched this movie twice, and there's definitely okay, I could tell this is all Snyder. This is his thing.
Yeah, when we were watching together, we were both
motion.
Well, more than that, right?
Well, I was like, that's definitely a Snyder, right? I said that with... Which one was it? What part was it? I can't remember.
Well, there's several moments. There's when Aquaman is walking off the dock.
Slow motion. Yeah, I know.
I get you. It's the music. And it's even Lois Lane visiting the memorial, and it's all raining and close shots, and it's silent, but only the music. That's Snyder, right?
Yeah, and the color palette and everything.
The color palette, yeah. But then there are definitely times you could tell when the executives were like, no. Do this. Film it like that. We want it like this, right?
Yeah.
You could still tell even in the Snyder Cut.
Well, they got... I mean, Warner Brothers told him not to shoot anymore, but he said, well, basically, forget you. I'm just going to do what I want because it's called the Snyder Cut. So I wonder how much actually in the Snyder Cut Warner Brothers played a part in it.
It's got to be a little, because I could just tell. I don't know if
Do you have anything
don't call me an expert, but
specific?
No, it's
you
just
think of?
it's just feelings, man. There's just scenes and dialogue where I just feel like that does not feel like a choice that Snyder would make, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could explain it. Maybe we're about to go on break. I might take some time to brainstorm and think of those scenes. One thing we'll talk about is the Flash introduction scene, because I think that's like, for me, that was like a pinnacle part of the movie.
I'm excited to talk about it.
The Flash is great.
Because
The Flash is a big standout, right?
Yeah.
Keep listening. Stick around. We are talking Zack Snyder's Justice League cut. Big deal here. Big deal. Stick around. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. Welcome back, everyone. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network, going over Zack Snyder's Justice League. What I really want to talk about is, we hinted at it in the last segment, that Flash. People say Cyborg was the big standout. He has a great story, but for me, the visuals and how they play Flash, I think, are unmatched.
Unmatched, yes.
Is
I
that
agree.
The right word?
I like that word. What about you, Dallas? I'm waiting for Dallas to
Okay,
tee it up.
is there a rule that says the guy who's the fastest always has to be a quirky, funny guy?
Well,
Are you talking about like Quicksilver?
Yeah, because it just felt like I was rewatching the Quicksilver scene.
No.
In that first one.
no, that doesn't. Those feel like two different.
No, he's doing his funny little things. He's grabbing the hot dog out of the air. He's, folding
Right,
her
okay,
arms.
so,
He's
like-
carrying her down.
Well, he has to do that because if he touches her even faster, he's going to kill her.
I know,
Yeah.
but he has to do it like, obviously not exactly like Quicksilver. But do you get what I'm saying?
No,
Do they
So you
always have to be?
feeling that because he's quick, he's quippy kind of thing?
Do they always have to be try and be funny while they're doing everything?
There's parallels.
Yeah.
But look, I think it's two
yeah.
different kinds of it. One, I think this Flash scene is like poetic,
Yeah.
right? It's as you know, that's going to be Iris West, his love interest.
Yeah.
This is the first meeting, and he gets a chance to see her in a way that no one else does, because he's different.
Will. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's just this. Snyder's known for his slow mo and his gorgeous shots, right? And the music, it's all just slow, and it looks like Barry, almost like love at first sight, but in a way that no one else can experience it.
Right.
And that's why I think
that sight can slow down till infinity, basically.
Yeah.
So I love the way the whole scene was shot when he explodes out of his shoes. I mean,
Awesome.
It's just like,
oh no, the best part is the glass that he touches.
Oh,
and
that.
it slowly.
I wasn't saying that's the
bubbles.
best part. I was just starting at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but then he touches the glass and it explodes, and
even when he's stopping and like the asphalt's getting destroyed because he has to stop
yeah,
so fast, right?
Yeah.
It's all just so good.
good attention to detail.
I did like that scene. I'm not trying.
No, I know.
No, I
I'm
know.
just saying. And those were one of the times where I actually enjoyed the slow mo.
Yeah, that part needs to be slow mo.
Yeah,
right?
that part has to be slow mo, and I get that.
Because
If you took out all slow mo, this movie would be 2 hours for sure.
that's my only kind of gripe with it. There was a lot
There's
of
a lot
unnecessary
of
slow mo.
Listen, if anyone else does slow mo, I'm not for it. But for some reason, it's the way Snyder does it, man.
Too much.
It's a lot, like-
Momoa slow mo.
You could have taken
I'm
out
not gonna
5
argue.
slow mo scenes.
Okay,
and
I would
still-
agree. Jason Momoa, right? Probably a little too much.
And then at the beginning too, with the sound waves.
No, that was perfect. I don't
think
take
was
that out at all.
No, not out. It was just not as much because there was some slow motion in that moment.
Yeah.
I don't think it needed slow motion,
Well, I mean,
in my opinion.
Okay, also, how many times do we have to see Jason Momoa take off his shirt?
I mean,
Done.
there was a lot.
when you look like him, you earn the right to take your shirt off
Dallas
multiple
does look
times.
like him, just a little smaller.
Just
Not as tan, right? But yeah. Dallas, you've earned the right in a feature film to take your shirt off multiple times.
Okay, when I
right?
get my feature film, I'm going to be. I want Jason Momoa status. All right, I'm
You
taking
better
my
get Zack
shirt
Snyder to
off. All right,
direct your film.
I'll have Zack Snyder direct me so I can take my shirt
Yeah.
off. Like,
We're talking Aquaman right now, which is crazy because here's the thing, and this again is a attribute of Snyder movies, is he fleshes out characters individually rather in group settings, right? We see it in The Watchmen. Each of the Watchmen kind of get their own story, understanding, development. And this is no different, with the exception of like Batman and Wonder Woman, because we already know,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's why Warner Brothers hired him in the first place, because they were trying to play catch up to Marvel, who established their characters, throughout the years, and they were trying to just hurry up. So I think that's a good point of why they probably hired Zack Snyder to develop those characters, in which he did a really good job
in this one for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, the Cyborg storyline made me care about Cyborg 10 times more than I ever did in the first Justice League.
I feel bad for Ray Fisher because there's no announcement of his own movie right now. I think there was, but I think they're stepping back. I think after this, it's more deserving of a story.
This kind of felt like a little more of a Cyborg movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially because he probably gets a good 45 minutes.
If not a little more, I might.
Of just him. And he's the main hero kind of at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
I think it's Cyborg and Flash more of a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I agree with you that those two played such a bigger part in this.
Those two saved the world. Well, think about this. We'll jump to the ending real quick. Flash saves everyone. They lose in this movie.
Yeah.
And Flash is so good. Not only can he just go back in time, he reversed the whole world. This is some, first Superman sort of stuff.
Yeah. And I was very blown away because I thought they lost. I was like, no way they're going to make
I thought they were going to end it there. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, is this the cliffhanger he talks about?
I thought it was over. I was invested.
No, yeah.
Same,
it was cool.
same.
And that shot really is
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
When he's
How can you
turning
cut
back
that?
when he's
Sorry.
turning back the time and you could just see.
Sorry. I'm just like, how do you cut that?
I know.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I saw people complaining about Superman's flesh being put back on or something like that. And I was like, I thought that was the coolest part.
Right?
It was so cool to see.
It was awesome.
Coming back and no, that was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You say, how do you cut that? No, not only how do you cut that, but how do you replace it with what Joss Whedon did? Remember, at the end of the...
Don't remind me.
At the end of the Justice cut, right?
Yeah.
He just got the rookie superhero duty of, hey, go save the people. Right? And he just saves a truck, and then Superman comes in and saves
the building.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
Right? This one, he saves Flash alone. No one else saves the whole world.
Flash and Cyborg have such a better story.
Absolutely.
In this, and
I agree.
And it personally, that's honestly what kind of brings it up for me is the fact that they didn't make it wasn't Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman being your main. It was because Aquaman even. Was
I think they elevated everybody.
That's the word. That's the word.
They elevated everybody, and I agree with you on.
Well, with Cyborg, what I love about him, and it could be taken as a complaint that these DC characters are a little too overpowered, but think about how, in a good way, overpowered Cyborg is now. In a way, he's stronger than Superman because look at what he can control. He controls the whole world's monetary system, all the nuclear power, right? He said he could cause a nuclear holocaust with just a thought, right? He could fluctuate the stock markets. He could do whatever he wants in this digital age. He has unlimited power, right? Where it might not be a physical thing like Superman, but he has far more control over the world. That is interesting. Yeah. How did that get... It's this stuff. How do you leave that out?
I don't know. I don't...
No, it was awesome.
I know. I just don't understand how Joss Whedon just and Warner Brothers were just take this all... it almost seems like they should have kept all those... deleted the first Justice League.
There's probably 15 minutes of same footage.
That's what surprised me. So usually with the director's cut, so when we were talking about watching this, right, and you guys weren't very excited, and I was kind of apprehensive. Yeah. Because I was like, what is a director's cut usually is? It's 15,
just some added footage.
10, 15 minutes of added footage.
It's the opposite.
And it was just completely different for me. The whole movie was completely different for me.
I tried explaining that to my wife because my wife saw it and I'm like, look, this is not that same movie we saw 4 years ago. I don't know how to explain it. It's the same actors. It's the same characters. It's a similar plot, but it is not the same movie.
No.
Not at all.
No. Yeah.
It's way better.
Yes. Way better.
Well, so we only have a minute till break, but one thing I want to talk about is a little bit more into the Superman side of this, because I think we're talking similar footage, and I think most of the similar footage really came from when they resurrect Superman. That a lot of the same footage, but it's done in a different... Yeah. There's not cheesy lines, tell me, do you bleed? Yeah. Right? Or stuff like that. There's none of that lame stuff. in there anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And there's the Amazonian fight, too.
I definitely want to get into the Amazonian fight and the resurrection of Superman because I think there's
we'll do that
great
next segment
things
for sure.
added.
That's some of the best action, and there's a lot of action in this. Stick with us. We're halfway through it, going over Zack Snyder's Justice League. What a good time. This has gone by so fast already. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. Welcome back, everyone. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. Still going over Zack Snyder's Justice League. But we got some action scenes we want to talk about, specifically two. One, the Amazonian scene. Big. I would say three. I think there's three we should go over.
Which
the Amazonian scene, probably start. And then I want to go over when Darkseid, because we haven't even brought up Darkseid yet, first invades Earth.
Yeah.
And then I would say Superman Resurrection. So you said you especially liked the Amazonian one.
Oh, it was so much better than the first one. It was when man, I don't even know where to start. When Steppenwolf's character,
Way better now.
So much better.
amazing. Like I actually like
Doesn't have that motherly obsession. Oh my god, so weird.
Mother Box.
He looks better too. in
Looks
this one.
way better. Looks
The
tougher.
armor's awesome.
His armor's so much.
His
cooler.
head is bigger. Like those horn things are. Yeah, no, he looks way better.
His nasty, like jagged teeth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was
and his motivation is better.
Far
than
better.
just his
to
upset.
return to Darkseid
Yeah.
from exile. Yeah,
And he says, you have to bring me 50,000 more.
50,000 worlds. Yeah,
Yeah. Jeez.
I
I
don't-
kind of felt bad for him for a little bit. And all
yes,
his-
for a little.
again like what we talked about. The best villains, you kind of feel like,
Yeah.
you kind of feel for a little.
there
bit.
actually was a character arc with Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
And before it was just kind of like, well, here's a baddie. He's
Here's
here
an
for
ev-
the mother boxes.
Here's an evil guy from not Earth. Here you go.
Oh, and they had some great lines with the Amazon. Show them our fear.
We have no fear.
We
Yeah.
have no fear.
The sacrifice of it and how
Yeah.
hard that was for the queen and stuff. No, it's
Yeah.
great stuff.
and how the whole thing just falls into the ocean. So much better than
That was a great shot. Also,
Steppenwolf just like knocking the wall down. I'm like, why'd you even have it in there in the original one, right? If it's so easy for him to get out.
I know.
It's like,
But now I understand.
yeah,
Like,
it was supposed to fall in the ocean.
yeah. I want to go back to Steppenwolf again. I know Snyder, and I don't know why. I don't know if he's a religious fellow or not, but he always has these religious type things. It's interesting that, we usually attribute repentance to a more godly form, but this almost feels like repentance, like the evil side, right? Like he did he
his penance.
betrayed. Yeah, it's a penance. It's a betrayal to Darkseid, and his repentance is these 50,000 worlds in order to go back. It's almost like the opposite of Constantine, right? In Constantine, it's like, how many good deeds do I have to do to earn your favor? In this, it's like he recognizes his mistake. He says that Steppenwolf's like, I know what I did wrong. Like, I'm sorry for it. Like, what do I have to do? It's like, well, your recompense for this is 50,000 worlds, right?
Man, he must have done something real
Real
bad.
messed up, right?
So he did something good.
Like,
So he did something
Yeah.
for the
I
good
don't know.
guys.
No, or was it just
did he do something good, bad, good?
was it still evil but out of more self-interest? I don't know, right?
Not
Yeah.
to serve Darkseid.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I took
That's
from it.
probably what it was.
Yeah.
probably, right? But I love the scene when Darkseid first invades Earth.
When he's Junior Darkseid, that's what I want to call him, Junior Darkseid.
Yeah, he's definitely not as tenured as the Darkseid that we see
Not as powerful.
now, which is good.
Yeah.
because that might lead to some development for this big bad.
Right.
Right, but all of them coming together, you'd almost say Junior Darkseid. This is almost like Junior Justice League, right? All the heroes from the different worlds.
Zeus. I mean, that's pretty.
Well, I mean, look, it's
He's
not
a godlike, he's God and Ares.
You would say that's the old gods as compared to the Justice League now are the new gods, right?
Yeah.
Not gods in like
Yeah.
the traditional sense, but they are
Yeah.
the defenders of the world, which
Right.
that's what the old gods were, right?
the Amazons and okay, I see what you're saying. I agree.
But that first coming together to fight off Darkseid is such gorgeous filming, man. The color palette, the look, the Green Lantern, just cool, right?
Yeah.
That'll come in eventually.
Darkseid almost got the green, the lantern green.
That would have been that would have been game over, probably. I'd assume. Right?
Over, yeah, but no, that was very beautifully shot. Some
That
good
was-
slow motion in that one right there.
Well, Zeus looked like freaking King
Leonidas,
Leonidas
yeah.
from
You
300.
definitely
man.
saw Snyder right there. With
Yeah.
the,
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for the
300 characters.
Yeah, I was waiting for the over voice of the 300 movies to come in. Yeah,
I wanted to see someone just kick a Persian into a pit real quick right before
This is Sparta.
What did you guys think of the Superman resurrection scene? That's another standout.
Way
scene
better.
For me. Way better.
Because it's the whole group talking about why we're resurrecting him. Not just... He's the only one who can be Steppenwolf. It's not just Bruce and Diana having an argument over it.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah, we should just bring him back.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And stupid Pet Cemetery jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And, they tried first to defeat Steppenwolf by themselves. They got defeated. Mm-hmm. And it was just such a better storyline, such a better way to tell it. The execution in this is 10 times better. So,
well, even the fact, we see Lois, she visits the gravesite essentially every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And
on the day it's her last time.
And on that day it's not Bruce bringing her in like, oh, I knew she could calm him down.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just felt like that part was even better for me personally.
He doesn't talk, right? There's no cheesy lines. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the whole "do you bleed" thing or whatever, and it's like Lois isn't on standby anymore, right?
So terrible. Sorry.
No, it's great, which is a shame. Again, Joss Whedon screwed it over because it's a great scene. Like when the Flash is going around and you see Superman's eyes lock onto him.
That was my favorite scene of the first Justice League.
Oh, 100, I agree.
I'm so glad,
100%.
Oh, I'm so glad they kept it in there too, because I was like, ooh. And so I wanted more, of that moment, which we got more in this.
What's it,
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller, he plays that so perfectly.
He's like surprised.
He's like, wait, you can see me?
Hold on.
What? No, that part is... The Superman resurrection scene is just great.
Especially, and then when Superman dodges Flash, and Flash runs into Aquaman.
But that's like good humor. That's Snyder humor, right? And he just points, right? It wasn't, I'm so sorry.
It wasn't forced humor.
No.
I don't... unlike... I keep referring back to it, but yes.
Yeah.
Unlike the first one.
But one of the best parts of this scene is it's not like in the Justice cut where you just see the beam come down and they're like, oh, Steppenwolf has the last box. Yeah, there's challenge now.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a sacrifice with Cyborg's dad, which I thought was useless. I'm like, okay, well, that was a useless sacrifice. Mm-hmm. But we learned that he was marking the mother box. Much better way to make it to where the Justice League can find him, right? Yeah. Okay, the sacrifice of my father, who was, I thought, a useless monster up until this point, pays off in saving the world.
Yep.
It just adds on to, again, Cyborg's story, but also his dad's or whatever. Because now, at that point, I was invested in his dad even more. Before, I was like, I don't really...
Well, you didn't care.
Yeah, you didn't care about
you didn't know
Cyborg
about his mom
or his dad. Yeah, you didn't...
Well, Cyborg's story is summed up with one line from his mom. When his mom says, "You're so amazing today, I can't wait to see what you do tomorrow." And then boom, she dies like right after. Not right, but like look at this at the beginning of the movie.
They didn't show that in the original, right?
No, they didn't.
She wasn't in it
at all.
No.
Okay.
No.
So like look, even in the beginning of this movie, what's Cyborg doing? He was feeling bad for himself. He has all this ability and he's just staying in sweats in an apartment, right? But then he starts to learn, right? He starts to take advantage of his ability. It's amazing what you do today. Can't wait to see what you do tomorrow. Well, what does he do tomorrow? He saves the freaking world. Mm-hmm. Great character development, man. I really love Cyborg in this.
So, yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Because before, I thought he was a throwaway character.
100%.
Even Flash, I almost felt like it should have just
been... They were just checking boxes.
Yeah. They should have just been Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in the first Justice League. I'm like, why did they even waste time, not knowing what I know now?
Yeah.
But why did they even waste time bringing Flash in and Cyborg in? They should have just kept it with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman is what I was thinking at the time, because those are established characters and we know their backstories and stuff, instead of just shoehorning these other two in and just botching the whole story.
Everything feels organic.
Yeah.
This is kind of random. Even Martian Manhunter, who has very little in this, right, suddenly feels more organic being brought in. Mm-hmm. He even has a point to play when he visits Lois and kind of plants the seed of, look, you need to get on with your life. You need to do this. You need to be accepting, right? Now, at the same time, Martian Manhunter is kind of playing, well, where were you this whole time, dude? Like, what were you doing?
What was he doing when Zod and Superman were fighting each other?
It's that same gripe that people have with Infinity War with got Doctor Strange's Asian buddy. What's it?
Wong.
Yeah, how he just like dips out. He's like, oh man, aliens. All right, peace out. I'll just like be here. That's what it felt like. It's like, where was Wong?
Yeah.
Where was Martian Manhunter the whole time?
Just waiting for the right time, I guess. I don't know.
No, it's all good. We're getting close to the break. When we get back, there's a few things. We have to go over the ending fight scene, right?
Yeah.
Not much to go over. We've already covered like the Flash part, but obviously Superman in that slick black suit comes in.
Yeah. Dark
Good
suit.
call. And then what I want to spend some time on is the epilogue, right? I know you don't like it. That was like my favorite. The Deathstroke and Lex Luthor, and then of course they're calling it the Nightmare, but not night as in dark night, as in like dark night, like
No, just an actual nightmare. A dream nightmare, right?
No, they're calling it Nightmare, like K.
Oh, they are.
Nightmare.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Right, which people are saying restore the Snyderverse and give them a second one. You have the blueprint. There it is. That's what you do. Easy, right? Anyways, you guys are listening to The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. Stick with us. We're going over Justice League. We're having such a good time. Welcome back, everyone. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. We're going to finish up Zack Snyder's Justice League here. And we got two big things to talk about. This ending, which is way better than the Justice League ending. 1,000 times. And then the epilogue, which we seem to be divided on our opinions of the epilogue. But we'll talk about the ending. Big difference. Huge difference, right?
Where do you want to start?
Well, I want to start by saying, one, in the Justice League cut, how Superman just comes in and saves everyone and is like, everyone was useless except for... And then they just, Steppenwolf leaves because the parademons smell fear.
Yeah.
That's so dumb, dude. Fear. You smell that? Fear. And then just like
what do you do?
That's so dumb, dude.
It was terrible.
But this is the better ending with Steppenwolf's fate, right?
They got together as a team. It wasn't just Superman.
Yeah, they gave the collective
everybody
beating, right?
Yeah, I mean, Flash even says in the movie, he's like, "Oh, we actually have a plan."
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he does.
Was that a jab? Was that a jab at Joss Whedon?
100%. 100%.
We actually have a plan.
We actually have a plan.
Not just all this together. Just throw it all together.
No,
sorry.
Well, I mean, like, look, Superman comes in, and they probably wouldn't have beaten him without him, which is fine because you need to have a purpose for Superman, right? But that scene when he comes in and blocks the axe, freezes it, and then it's awesome.
Unimpressed.
Yeah,
unimpressed.
I was just like, oh, that's so cool.
Much better than the line. What's the line in the first one? I'm a big fan of justice, is what he says. So like cheesy, dude.
Something
Come
like
on.
That. I mean, to his credit, I mean, Justice League used to be kind of pretty corny.
They're all corny, right? There's going to be some level of corny.
But yes, this was so much better.
Right, and then like the collective beating, right?
Yeah.
They all have a part in it.
Yeah.
And like...
And they still lose.
They still lose, technically, and Flash saves them, right?
Yes.
But then we'll talk, like...
Yeah.
They come in and...
Anyway,
we'll say chop his head off, right? Great way to end it, dude. Awesome.
When he's going through that portal or whatever, and Wonder Woman just jumps up and just slashes his head off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And Darkseid's just sitting there staring at him like, all right, I guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
That's like a great symbolic of like delivering the chopped head to like the enemy. Like,
and they're just
that's like the warning, like, don't come here because look what we did to your other guy.
Yeah. They're sitting there staring at each other through the portal.
Oh, and they look like they're ready to take on Darkseid right then and there. They're just standing by the portal, like saying, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah.
Like
Darkseid's. We'll do it again later.
We'll reconvene later.
He said, "What does he say?" It's like, "We'll do it the old ways,
the old-fashioned way,
essentially,
or something, the old way, or something like that."
Yeah, the old ways with the Armada.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Again, look, you have your sequel set up for you, Warner Brothers. Here it is.
Bring it. Let's go. I want it.
No, I'll take it. Take it 10 times out of 10.
If it's anything like that, or even better, because I think it would be better.
If it's anything like the nightmare scene. We'll get into the epilogue. One, Deathstroke. Yeah. I love Deathstroke, man.
I'm glad that, what's his name? He's playing him.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, that's a good cast.
Amazing cast.
Yeah.
You want to know why I love Deathstroke so much? You ever watch a Teen Titans, that first one?
Yeah.
On Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Deathstroke rocks in that TV show, man.
And then they're going to team up in the nightmare situation, I guess.
That whole scene is... You want to talk about going full Snyder? That scene is full Snyder, man. The look, the feel, the writing. Now, you know I was going to bring it up. Joker, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you. He doesn't get enough time, so I don't think we could fully answer this. But does Jared Leto get redeemed?
No.
No.
I don't
Why
think
not?
so.
Why not? No, I agree.
ahead.
That was
with
my
that.
least favorite part of this whole thing, besides Amber Heard.
Oh yeah, replace Amber Heard. By the way, yeah, recast her, get her out of here.
Why does she have a British accent this time?
That's what I thought too. I was like,
Also?
where'd the British accent come from?
I don't know where that came
Okay,
from.
because that
doesn't matter because
was
we're gonna get
garbage.
rid of Amber Heard anyways.
Yeah.
But
She's-
then
She's going to be gone.
Jared Leto in the epilogue, because I was fine. Honestly, the best part about the nightmare scene for me is us talking about it after.
Yeah, and what it might lead
and
to.
us talking about, oh well, they could have done this, this, and this
Yeah.
for their next 2 to 3 movies, or you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
All the fan theory with it.
Honestly, if they would have made that part as an after credits type thing, I thought that would have been way better.
Which I think it was meant to be that, wasn't it?
I don't know, but the fact that it just kind of stayed in the epilogue part, I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of the nightmare.
I don't get it
thing,
because that was like by
personally.
far my favorite part.
I'm right in between you two.
No, I like the concept. We talk about concept all the
Again,
time, and I think that
the
plays a huge.
concept was fine, but
Yeah.
Look, this post-apocalyptic world where I'm assuming they defeated Darkseid but caused something worse. Lois Lane dies, and now Superman, who I would be far more afraid of going crazy than Darkseid, man, suddenly it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? That's why you have Deathstroke, Flash, Joker, right?
Well, because apparently Harley Quinn died too.
Yeah, died
From-
in Batman's arms. So
Right.
they have like the commonality.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Deathstroke has cards in this game, right?
Yeah.
They all do.
And then the
Well, Mara
and then
brings
the
up
Flash, the whatever
Yeah. His suit looks so good
Yeah.
in that nightmare scene. That looks awesome.
when we see Wonder Woman's died and Aquaman's died
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So I mean,
Yeah, I think the idea of it and the sequel, the possibilities of it excite me more than actually. But I think I'm above you, but I'm
Yeah,
below
well,
Brandon.
yeah.
Because I love it. And look, Jared Leto is not redeemed, but it makes me think he has a chance. It makes me think that he might trend upward if they keep it. Because here's the thing. It's going to be based off the dynamic between him and Batman, right? You can say whatever you want about how he portrays it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be their relationship. Because that exchange between the two... I loved that. The whole
dialogue was good.
The dialogue that's all like, and make no mistake, I will.
You imagine if that was
Effing kill you,
Joaquin
right?
Phoenix's Joker.
see that would have. I also
That will
just
never
don't-
happen, and I just
know.
accept that.
I
I
know.
also just don't like Ben Affleck really that much as Batman personally.
I like him more now.
I like him a lot.
I like him more
now.
after this one.
Yeah.
Way more now.
but
He's a better Batman than he is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
If that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
man, Bruce Wayne as a
And I think
character hardly has anything
I think
to
Christian
do.
Bale was a better Bruce Wayne than he was a Batman.
I agree. I will agree with that.
Christian Bale
Yeah.
was just perfect. I don't-
Christian Bale was good at like the
I
majority.
think
of it.
Robert Pattinson's going to be great.
Oh, dude, here's the thing. And I wouldn't mind the way they have that nightmare scene, the way they have it set up. If they choose to follow that storyline with the next one, I would say that put Robert Pattinson over Affleck. I'm sorry. But just from now, I would say he might play more, right? So you got your calculator out, Cody. Are we ready to do scores?
I'm just getting ready.
Who wants to go first? Do we have any volunteers? If not, I'll call on someone. All right, Dallas.
I was like, you're
I know.
gonna
I
call
always
me
start.
first. You
I
call
always
me
start on
first.
you. It's just makes it. I don't know.
Haha.
Be careful. We don't want the
I
DC
know.
cult coming after us.
Okay,
be honest with you. It's fine.
I know. I really did like
true
this
to
movie
yourself.
overall.
You what?
I really did like this movie overall.
Okay.
Before, like, when it ended, even that first part of the epilogue where his dad's talking, I really liked that scene as also.
Suspenseful.
7.
7. Okay.
Flat
Okay,
7.
that's not as bad as I thought you were going to get.
Flat 7.
That's good.
That's it.
Okay, now
That's
is it going to be? Is it worth it or not?
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
4-hour movie.
Just watch the first. Don't watch the epilogues that you're
Well,
going to
no, not even that. It's if you have 4 hours to sit down and you do like comic books and stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
worth it. Now, my girlfriend, I'm not going to watch it with her because
That's fair.
She would fall
You
asleep.
can watch it in 6 parts. It does come in parts.
That's
Yeah, it
true.
does come in parts.
Part 1, part 2. Yeah, we'll
Like
make
a
it a
mini-
mini-series.
There
Yeah,
you go.
we'll go Netflix
You'd
style.
be all right.
Okay.
But I'm going to put you down as it worth it then.
Oh yeah, worth it.
All right,
Okay.
so we got a 7. Cody.
I'm going to go 8.
Wow. Wow.
Gosh dang it. I thought I would have not the highest score again.
We all knew you were going to have the highest.
That's a really good score
That's
for
a
me.
very good
That's
score.
a fantastic score for you.
Yeah.
That is
So,
a fantastic.
I mean, that's up there with Top Gun. So if that's anything. The first Justice League was just like a 3 or 4 at best. And it doubled. Yeah. It doubled in my opinion. If it could have tripled, maybe. I don't know. But definitely worth it. Watch it. Break it up if you have to. But watch it.
I'm going to give it an 8.8.
Wow.
I've really felt solid about that, and it's worth it. And you know what's funny is before I watched it, I was fully prepared to come in with a high score and say it's not worth it just because it's 4 hours. I was like, there's no way a 4-hour movie is ever worth it. No, this is worth it. I've watched it twice. That's 8 hours of my weekend I spent for you guys, so you guys better enjoy the podcast. I'm going to round that up, and I'm going to say it's an 8.
No,
I'm going to round it up.
7.9.
7.93. Nope, I have final say. We're going to round it up to an 8. Okay, we're rounding it up to an 8.
I'll give it an 8.1 to bring
all right, here we go. I'm putting that on the social media. 8.1.
8.1 to bring it
all
up
right,
to an 8.
we'll take it. Look, next week, very special episode. We are doing March Madness. We're doing movie March Madness. We have 4 divisions. We have Keanu Reeves movies, Nicolas Cage, Mark Wahlberg, and then Bruce Willis. We are taking their top 8 movies in our opinion, and we're going to pit them together. Right, round of 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8. We're gonna Final Four, and we're gonna put their movies from each of the categories up together. It is fantastic. Do not miss out on this episode. Follow us everywhere on social media, Instagram. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for listening so much. We had a blast.
Yeah,
we had a blast. Like, that's all I can say. This is the Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network.